that's where my training was some years ago now. But I've been riding now for what, longer than you've been born.
Well, that's good. Listen, I've got some experience with it.
Yes, about 40 odd years experience I've got. So I think I know what I'm doing.
The police riding, I take it that's a whole different level.
Well, yes it is, but but the gold standard for ROSPA is getting right up there near to it.
Right.
So once you've done a bit of training, you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference from today, from what you do today and what you do next time. I guarantee it, because you'll ride a bit differently.
Okay.
But let's see how you go today. Okay, so out of here, turn right to the island, then turn right and take the first slip road up onto the A6. It's all yours. Okay, so this is Jack White's first training session. He's got a Yamaha 1200, registered number Papa 752, Papa Delta Bravo. It's the 27th of March 2021. And on this first session we're just going to look at his riding ability, so we can formulate a training plan for him. First thing we can see is that rear observations are minimal. Breakaway signal, which is good. Okay, let's just settle down nicely, Jack. Let's just adopt a nice central position on the road. .30 miles an hour, watching for this car approaching, going to be turning into the garage, looking into the garage to make sure nothing is actually coming out that can cause us any problem. Junction on the left, looking into the junction there. Woman with the dog, both on leads, were okay. They're not going to run off into the road by the look of it. Okay, we've got a line of traffic approaching. Checking our mirror, there's one vehicle behind me which will need a signal should we decide to deviate from our course. And my local knowledge tells me we're coming into a 50 limit. So I'm now just going to check my shoulder check up to the speed limit of 50, keeping a position on the position 3, bringing it now into position 1 for the right hander. Looking well ahead of me now, I can see that the road goes up the hill. Looking at this junction on the left from the golf course, just checking nobody in it, okay. Going out to a position 3 towards the centre of the road to get a good view around the left hand bend. Okay, there's a loss of view on the rise here on the brow of the hill, so keeping a nice central position. Junction on the left, no vehicles in there at the moment, so just a quick check. Road goes round to the right, so bends round to the right, so I'm just taking a nice position. Cyclist up ahead, so bringing the speed down a little. Passing the cyclist nice and gently, no need for a gear change. Speed limit decreases to 40, I'm just checking my mirror and a shoulder check. Make sure the vehicle behind has reacted to the fact that I've slowed my speed down. We're going to go to the traffic lights ahead and then take a left turn onto the B5023, checking that Mini on the left hand side. She has seen us, and this vehicle that's reversing out, no danger to us. Checking the fact that the vehicle behind reacted to my signal, bringing the speed down, gear for the speed, a quick lifesaver check as we turn the corner. Staying at 30 miles an hour now. It's a nice central position on the road. I know from my local knowledge that eventually this road will turn from a 30 limit into a 40 as we come out of Duffield, and then into a 50 limit, which will take us on to the Worksworth Road and give us a chance to work the bends and get some positioning practice. Just checking the junction, the car coming into the junction there has seen us, so we're okay. So quick check of our shoulder, up to the 40 mile an hour speed limit, holding it there, taking a nice central position, round now, checking the shoulder once again, 50 mile an hour coming up. Wind today, which will throw us off course a little bit if we're not careful. So we've got vehicles up ahead which are possibly doing the speed limits. I think one of them is about to turn right. Road markings tell us that the bend is opening up somewhat. Just being careful with that vehicle turning right. He's out of our way, but we've got a pedal cyclist now on the near side. We've got double solid white lines. So we're checking our mirror. A shoulder check which we've done, but a little bit quick on the shoulder checks. Back up to the speed limit of 50. We've got a vehicle that's pulled out of a junction on the right. Just checking my mirror now. I've got no vehicles behind me. I can maintain a 50 mile an hour. The vehicle has increased its speed up to the speed limit, so there's no opportunity for me to overtake. Road twists round to the left and then to the right. So I'm going to just straighten it off a little. Bring it into the near side now to position 1. Drive the vehicle round the bend, coming off onto position 3, checking that junction on the left, nobody in it, we're okay, maintaining our 50 mile an hour speed. The gear is right for the speed, slow markings and double bend sign. So just bringing the speed down a little, changing gear for the speed. I know this bridge, and we go round to the left and the road goes round to the left again, bit of a dip, but we can ride it round the bend quite nicely. Road. Just looking at the tree line now where the road goes round to the left, and I can see 40 mile an hour markers coming up to us. So when I get to those, I want to be at the 40 mile an hour speed limit, which we are. Traffic lights up ahead with vehicles waiting in the queue. We want to go straight over these traffic lights. So just bringing the speed down nicely, just checking the mirror, nothing behind us. Bringing the speed down nice and gently on the end, just using the engine braking. We're going straight over. We're just going to check, watching this car in front, checking our blind spots. Checking my mirror now because I want to have a good look around this bend. I'm holding out so I get a better look around the bend. I'm going to come in now because I can see that the bend changes on us and goes round to the right. reason I went out now is to get a good look. And advanced riding, Jack, you will be taught, or I will teach you about using the whole of the road. So coming down now, excuse me, a bit of a frog in the throat. And we're going on a left-hand bend, cars approaching nicely round the left-hander, and I know the road bears round to the right now, signpost will work through it. Road surface is a bit iffy, watching that van, taking away from the road, rough road surface. Speed is coming down to 40. And we'll be coming into IGA fairly shortly, which will be a 30-mile-an-hour limit. So I'm just going to check my mirror now, shoulder check. Speed comes down to 30 as we hit the 30 signs. Taking it nicely through IGA village, adopting a central position on the road, position 2. Vehicles approaching, no danger to us. Checking mirror, nothing behind us still, so nothing we need a signal for should we decide to deviate, unless there's anything in front of us that will need a signal or a pedestrian, etc. Road is going round to the right, still adopting a central position, and I know from local knowledge that we come down the hill now into a 40 limit and then eventually a 50. So just checking my mirror now as we increase our speed to the 40 limit, holding it at 40. Holding it at 40 mile an hour. Here come the 50 signs. We have a junction to the left, so I'm just going to move to the centre of the road somewhat, just have a look into that junction, checking my mirror up to the 50 limit. Gear for the speed, 5th gear on my bike. And we have a wagon that's just pulled out in front of us. So, and a car there that's pulling out. Right, we should be able to get round him now. We could have gone. We could have had the view over the hedge. And we would have been past that lorry, no problem, and well within the speed limit. So we're going to have another look at an opportunity if the one presents itself to overtake this lorry, and I think we should be, once we've got our view, and there we are, indicate. You've missed it now. Yes, the opportunity was there then, Jack, but then it got shut down with those pedal cyclists coming over the hill and that car behind them. But we had lots of time there to actually go past that wagon, and again we've got the time to go past him. But never mind, it's that's part of the learning curve. I know this is a right and left hand round over the bridge. The wagon is taking it very cautiously, not that he needs to. I've got a vehicle behind us which we will need to indicate for should we need to deviate. Okay, I can see now there's a junction on the right. The road is bearing round to the left. I'm just bringing my speed up, not getting sucked into that heavy goods vehicle in front. But I'm looking round this left-hander now. I'm looking down the road, over the hedgerow. I can see vehicles are approaching us. We've got arrows bringing us into our side of the road and to solid white lines. Vehicle speed, the speed limit is being reduced to 40, and local knowledge tells me we're coming into Wirksworth fairly shortly, where it will be a 30-mile-an-hour limit. So I'm just checking my mirror and a quick shoulder check. 30 mile an hour dead on as you pass the marker post for 30. And we're just going to go through Wirksworth Village now at 30 mile an hour. Nice and gently through the village, adopting a position 2 on the road. No need to keep stopping from position 1 to 3, although on this one, yeah, good, nicely check the vehicles coming out the junction and this next junction here. He hasn't looked, now he's looked. So we're a little bit cautious of that black vehicle on that second junction. Coming down to this mini island, we're going to go straight over. And I guess that the heavy goods vehicle will slow down somewhat, just bringing the speed down quite naturally on the engine brake, and then adopting a gear for the speed, and then we're going to go straight over the island, looking left. No need for a breakaway signal, that's island too small. So good, Jack, you're not being sucked into him, you're staying a good distance behind him, which is good to see. Fairly quiet in Wirksworth this morning, but naturally a village centre, there'll be lots more parked vehicles and pedestrians about, so we just need to be aware of that. We've got a pedestrian crossing up ahead. Not sure where this guy's going to go across it. No, he's not. Looks like this wagon is going right down here. We're going straight over. Just checking the mirror. Vehicles behind us are following us through. Keeping off of these parked cars as we go past them, and we've got a garage on the left which we're looking at to make sure there's nothing coming out. So we've got a car that's wanting to go into it, but he's waiting for us to go past, which is good. Looking at that vehicle there, good, well done, Jack. Again, nice position 2, centre of the lane, bringing it through the village of Wirksworth. Coming up the hill, again adopting a central position, nice 30 mile an hour. I'm in a third gear, which is ideal for my bike at this speed going up this gradient. Nice wide junction to the left, just checking it, nothing coming out to us. Just coming out to have a look. Well done, Jack. Over to position 3 a little bit. Compensate for the oncoming traffic. Give yourself that wider safety margin. Keep off the metal in the road, particularly when it's wet. So we're going down through Worksworth now. Eventually up ahead we'll come to Cromford Hill. Where you'll find, Jack, that you'll need to keep your bike, it's a 40 limit it goes into, and then eventually a 30, so we need to just hold our speed on the gear, looking at these vehicles on the left. One vehicle's pulled out in front of us and is now gone into the entrance on the exit on the left, so we're just holding our vehicle speed now, hold it in gear, hold the gear. The road markings tell us the bend is opening up for us, and we can see around the bend the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit signs. I'm checking my mirror. I've got nothing behind me that's going to need a signal or going to cause any problems to, or I'm going to cause any problems to, by braking to bring the speed down to 30 miles an hour. I'm just going to hold my machine in this gear. It's a 12% gradient going down Cromford Hill, quite steep. And I've got a pedal cyclist coming up towards me with the car's going to overtake him. So he's come across the centre white line just slightly. So I've just compensated and just moved to the left a little, give myself a wider margin of safety. Following the road down the hill, and at the bottom of the hill, Jack, and we're going to turn right at the T-junction. That's it, nicely held, Jack, well done. Okay, Jack, we're now on a 50 mile an hour. Come off the Cromford, on the Cromford Road. Let's just now see if we can practice a bit of positioning. Good. Come now into the near side, because you've got a right-hander coming up. That's good, 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 good. Position 1, hold it, and then into position 3, but compensate a little for the oncoming vehicles. Road is opening up for us nicely, and again up ahead we've got a nice right-hander, so a nice position 1. Holding it round the position 1, keeping it at that 50 mile an hour, which is good, well done. Hold it on that position 1. See from the road markings goes from solid to dotted, so the bend is opening up for us, and there we go. We've got cyclists up ahead, so we need to look, be aware of these, and there's heavy goods in front of them that's just gone round that left-hander. We're going to keep a nice position 3 round this left-hand bend, which will give us the opportunity to get past the pedal cyclists, just compensate for the oncoming traffic. Just being careful of these pedal cyclists, checking the mirror. No need for a signal because we've adopted an early position. Hold that position. Another pedal cyclist. Hold that position. Keep the speed limit. Good, 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 good. And into the near side for the right hander. .40 mile an hour speed limit coming up, so we're just bringing the speed down gently. 40 mile an hour through this short stretch. Local knowledge tells me that it will come to a 50 again very shortly. Speed is okay, gear's okay. 50 mile an hour sign's coming up, just checking the shoulder now. And up we go to the 50, position 3. And a central position through this little chicane. Now we're position 1 for going around the right hander. Nice and gently, and here we go, keeping the power on the machine, keeping the bike planted to the ground. Pedal cyclist on the left, just checking my mirror. If we take an early line, we don't need to indicate for the vehicle that he's following us. So don't slow down, Jack, go past him. Deal with the hazard, but get out of the hazard as quickly as you can. Now we're going left over the bridge here, so I know this is normally about a third gear for my bike, so I'm just bringing the speed down, getting the gear for the speed, and I'm going to ride my bike round. And I know we've got 2 heavy goods in front of us, which is a van, sorry, on the left. Okay, well, pedal cyclists on the left with heavy goods overtaking him, sorry. And we're up to 50 again on this, just here we go. So take a nice early line, checking the shoulder, up to the speed limit, up you go, up, 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 up. Okay, we've got another pedal cyclist up ahead. Just getting a nice gear for the speed that I'm doing. I'm doing 45 at the moment. Taking a nice line. I don't need to indicate past this pedal cyclist yet. No, I've got a line, so I'm fine. But I do need to increase my speed somewhat, Jack, to get up to the 50. And let's have a look at those heavy goods in front of us, if there's an opportunity to overtake. They're braking, I can see brake lights coming on. It's for the pedal cyclists that they've got on their near side. They're indicating round those pedal cyclists because they're riding, well, they're in single file now, so that's okay. Again, with us, we've got a line, no need to indicate, we're going straight past them nicely. Let's get back up to that speed limit. Okay, we're doing 47 mile an hour now. Okay, we're coming into Ambergate now. I think we've lost the opportunity to overtake those heavy goods in front, and we're too far behind them anyway. So let's just keep it at the speed of 50. We're doing 42 mile an hour here, Jack, so we could be doing a little bit faster. I see the speed limit signs of 40 coming up ahead. So I've got 40 mile an hour on my clock, which is good. And I'm going to indicate now for your benefit, Jack, as we're going to go left up ahead. Quick shoulder check, lifesaver. Cancel the indicator. And up to the speed limit of 40 mile an hour, please, if you would. Okay, my local knowledge, Jack, tells me that we're going to follow this road to the end, and it will take us to the large traffic island, where we turn right onto the 838 York Causeway, going back towards Derby. This road, 40 mile an hour and 30 mile an hour limits, with a couple of traffic light junctions, or junctions governed by traffic lights on the route. One of them that is coming up around this right hander very shortly. So just nice and gently round, checking the mirror. The vehicles are stationary in front of us. Okay, lights have turned to green. We've got vehicles behind us and vehicles approaching. I've got a tail of traffic behind me. Just checking my shoulder before we pull off. Checking the blind spot. Nothing coming out of it. Just watching all this mud on the road. Although it's quite dry, shouldn't cause us any danger. Just taking it nice and gently through this village area. 30 mile an hour speed limit now, so we're keeping the 30 limit. Third gear for me, and up to a fourth gear, which is just nice and comfortable for this speed on this bike. I can see up ahead that the speed limit changes to 40. So I'm just checking my mirror and a shoulder check before I change up to the 40 mile an hour speed limit. nicely around this chicane to the right, and now to the left. Just counter steering, leaning the bike into the bend. Traffic lights up ahead, which are on red against us, and the vehicles are slowing down in front. Checking my mirror, checking my shoulder. Still got vehicles behind me that will need a signal. Watching this car joining from the right. Lights have changed to green, so before we start off, shoulder check. Careful of the vehicle in front turning right, just checking the junction, no problem. Okay, my local knowledge, so once again Jack tells me that around this corner, and we can see it now, is a de-restriction sign, natural speed limit. So we've got a line of traffic in front of us and a line of traffic coming at us. Is there an opportunity? Well, it doesn't look as though there will be, but we'll actually get up to the speed limit where we can. And I'm just checking my mirror and just checking the okay, you're holding off, alright, no problem. At the end of this road, just round this right-hander, you'll see the signs for, you'll see the traffic island signs, and then we're turning right towards Derby on the 38. So once we're around this right-hand bend, I'm going to signal for you so that you can see which way we're going. And there I go, and I want you to be in the offside lane, good. Now I want you to be looking at traffic that's joining the island, getting your position right, getting your speed right, getting the gear right, and going into the island. Off you go, nicely. Keep your indicator on. It's a 60 limit, Jack. You can go around this island a little bit faster than what you're doing. Keeping it right, keeping it right. Watching the vehicles coming from the left. We're now going to give a breakaway signal, and we're going to go into the offside lane, good, and bring the speed up to the speed limit of 70. We're checking now traffic on the main carriageway. We've got free access onto lane 1. We've indicated we're doing a last minute shoulder check, and up to the speed limit of 70. I'm going to come out now, Jack, because I'm going to be overtaking these vehicles very shortly. I'm watching my speed because the vehicles in front aren't doing the full 70. Two cars are really close together, so we're staying away from them. We're now going to be overtaking a line of vehicles, and what we're going to try and do is maintain an escape route after each vehicle. So just in case any of the vehicles in front decide to pull out, we're okay. We've got one vehicle pulling out in front to overtake that lead heavy goods. Now we're up to 70. Holding that speed at 70. Okay, we're coming back in. There we go. got vehicles coming up on the offside, or one vehicle at the moment, holding this nicely at 70 miles an hour. I'm just going to take my cruise control off, because I know we're going to be overtaking fairly shortly. Watching that vehicle in the lay-by, no movement, so it looks like we're okay. Looking at that heavy goods in front, I'm now going to indicate good, well done. That showed good planning, Jack, good anticipation. Keeping the speed limit, just let you naturally let your speed of your vehicle go past the line of vehicle on the near side. Stay in the offside lane. We've got vehicles behind us. We are doing the speed limit, so don't worry about once the push is out of the way. Watching this line of vehicles now as we go past them. Keeping a nice escape route should we need it. Nicely past that line. Traffic. Bit of road cut in the middle of the road, so be careful there, just in case we want to go across. Okay, now we'll go across into the right lane. Now we've got vehicles overtaking us in excess of the speed limit. Checking that slip road. Fast check, make sure nothing is going to come on hinder us, so we'll stay in the near side lane. Okay, we're coming out now, Jack, well done. Now we'll take this vehicle with the trailer. And what I will say, Jack, is that your riding has got better as you've gone through the run today. Your positioning has got better. There are some points that we need to work on, but there's certainly the foundation there that we can turn you into a silver or a gold roster rider. So we're coming down to the island, the bottom of 38 here, and where we're going to turn right. And then back into Starbucks car park. So we'll have a good debrief, Jack, and we'll pick up on the points. For you, Jack, that we're going to turn right. Speed, bringing it down the engine brake. Now we're braking. Gear for the speed and coming to a halt. For the traffic to be slowing down, so we should have the lights changing for us fairly shortly, I think. Just being careful of the debris in the road in front of us. Nice and gently. Traffic on the left is slowing down. Pedestrian crossing lights are on green. Just checking our shoulder. Indicating to go left. Keeping the indicator on. A nice hand signal to show the vehicle behind that I'm coming into the car park here. Should we get a coffee?
Yeah.
For the queue, there's normally a big queue here, so
Sorry?
there's normally a big queue for coffee. So, because I only do takeout to the